Thank you so much for inviting me and having me today with you all. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Deepa. And thank you, Genius Entrepreneurship Network. And I'm so happy and definitely would like to share my journey with all of you. I will try my best to, narrate my whole journey in a very concise way. And I hope, I'll be able to, share some of my learnings in the journey. So, in fact, my entrepreneurial journey has started from a family run company with a team of 5 people, and from a trading business now to a much more bigger, larger format business comprising of about 350 people. From 5 crore we have grown to about 125 crores, and we are aiming to reach about 1000 crore mark in next few years, which would be as early as next 3 to 5 years. And I will take you through the challenges then and the challenges now, and my actions, what has made me today, with a lot of decisions which were not so easy to take, and the journey and the efforts which I've made, and which I'm even making it perpetually. So some eureka moments and some failures as well. And finally, the lessons which I have learned in this journey. So thank you again. And yeah, so I'll start with that. Well, I'm actually a third generation entrepreneur. My family business was always into the electronics domain, and which has helped me in understanding the nuances of the electronic domain. Initially, when even I was 19 years when I joined the business, and it was so called a trading business so far, the retailing which we have had. So from then, after even doing my engineering and understanding how this retail and this particular business works, the couple of years went on just in understanding and kind of checking out that how things works with a pure buy and sell approach, with how the trader mentality business. And of course there was nothing wrong, in fact it was a great thing to learn for me that time. So the idea was after completing my engineering, and I wanted to do something new. So very next few years I was been given a complete autonomy to run and establish a new business, of course within the same domain. So ultimately I got that very strong empowerment even in very early stage of my life. So my efforts were in getting the new customers or build collaterals continuously for business growth and execute them effectively, which was my uh, I think most of the initial days have gone into there. So building relationship, adding partnership, getting suppliers, getting vendors, getting new customers, and for that I have traveled far, far, far away. So not just limiting into as electronic domain. You all understand that electronic component business where I am coming from. So there was no much manufacturing was in India. So I've traveled to most of the Far Eastern countries at that time. And in very early 1995, I remember vaguely, January, I've been to China for the first time in my life. And from then, I don't think so that I have not traveled to China except last 12 months, almost every quarter. So, and that too also far interiors of the China, even it was much difficult to even commit that time. So there were a lot of import restriction, lot of processes, procedures, and surveillance, where ultimately whoever has been importing electronic components, they were not been looked upon as with the good lenses. So there are tax evaders or custom duties and all of that. And it was fun by even understanding and how further to build that particular business, which would become cleaner and easier to make people understand that it's something uh, this guy is clean and doing the business in a legitimate way. And ultimately there was a need where, okay, we need to change the culture. We want to onboard the professionals and specialists, just other than the family members. As I told you, first initially 5, 10, 15 people were more about the near and dear ones we pull in to start your journey and get a helping hand. But later soon you realize, yes, they are definitely good, but you still need specialists to run the important other functions of the company. And that's how I always thought that if we have to run a professional run company, though within the still family business umbrella, it is important to get more and more new people with the differentiated skills onboarded. So the most challenging thing which I found that time was to outgrow a mindset of a trader and build a bigger vision. Not that time understood that what is that business model and all of that time, but I was trying to become Atmanirbhar, being an Indian entrepreneur from those days itself. So the actions which I have took where ultimately I realized that okay, whatever the legacy business or the family business is just a three-story building, and now I have to soon make a 20-story building because if I have to grow further, it's extremely important to create value. And in the journey of forward integration, where eventually we decided to foray into the manufacturing, foray into the design and development activities, and ultimately add a conceptual sales approach, and unless and otherwise we'll not be able to get the new set of customers, new markets, add more customer loyalty, and of course increasing profit. So competency mapping and internal team has attracted new and differentiated talent from the gap scene to run the business and execute smoothly. And I definitely would like to give all the credit that time, which I remember was close to about 2008 2009, where Anil Thomas ji helped me immensely in bringing that, unlocking my thought process that time, that okay, this is how it should be, and that's how you can tap your potential and go all out. So then I started focusing on brand marketing, understanding various other connected nuances of running a professional company. So I changed policies, I changed approach, establish various systems, including the ERP, to various, even though in the trading business platform, but later on, when it became the manufacturing and design, it helped me immensely in setting and understanding those processes so that it cannot be just a people dependent, but it a process and system dependent organization. So built various strategies around, and that's how that also went around for a good time. But I would say that that aha moment or a eureka moment has still not arrived. So I will call, yes, there was a business growth that time, and profit is also coming in. And the business which I was running right from day one, my father told me that yes, business is to be done this way, and that's how I've never understood that what is this cash burn model, and that's how the old school model, which still prevails within Evolute entire group, that profitable business is extremely important, and that's how that aha moment happened when I got a bigger mandate during or after the demonetization to execute certain large businesses for a particular bank, and that's how it brought a lot of strong momentum, and this definitely had added the fuel and for larger growth. I will call it hunger बढ़ गया, and that hunger is extremely important to keep you even going more faster and bigger. So the challenges which from 2015-16 to now, I would still call it that as now from the 20-story building, and after 2-3 years of going that way, soon we realized that okay, now there is a need to build a 100-story building, and the platform is not strong enough. And what happens that some of the team and the talent you are carrying with, but they are still not enough to get into the bigger journey. So inculcating a sense of ownership, connecting with all the employees with purpose and vision, that's my present challenge, where bringing financial prudence, because we are a debt free company, and some working capital here and there we have taken, but eventually last 2-3 years we decided okay, this is not working for us. Let's build that financial prudence and let's grow organically. And to bring that organizational transformation, last few quarters, I'm working on various aspects of the transformation, where which is including the culture, the digital transformation, how we see that everything is been now become virtual, and digitization is extremely important. And then the brand transformation is also important, that you have to have that visibility and positioning which is going to define you. And overall the business transformation, which I'm going to talk about, that business model changes, and ultimately making people grow from fixed mindset to the open mindset, and further on the process adherence, and bring that culture of operational excellence. I will even talk about my few of the plans coming forward, moving forward, where I personally feel that whatever I've built in last 2.5 decades, now it's time to even do some unlocking. Now that is just not by getting into an IPO way, but there's multiple ways where how I see that yes, that unlocking is possible. And earlier that your uh, when I say that building relationship among every employees, besides building a strong empowered leadership, is more important. Where I see that running operations with the succession planning, which is at the hindsight. Now, some of the things I've realized that ultimately it's just not that one or two leaders going to drive the entire growth further, even with or without me, with or without Parag Mehta. Can Evolute Group can have tens and hundreds of leaders who can be self-starter, and that's how I came and toggle this term of driving entrepreneurship within the organization. And the word which is very close to my mind is ambidextrous culture and ambidextrous organization. So one side we will look at building an operational excellence, and the second side is we want to do the innovation and continuously driving that mindset. So to scale that business in the group, to take them to the global level, with serving the diversified customers and with the innovative products and solutions, is what I feel that going to keep me busy. Uh, then I will share my learning. So they are quite hard earned learning. I must say the journey was definitely not an easy, but it was definitely interesting. And here I would just name two, three such strong learning, which is helping me again to go further with the bigger zeal and enthusiasm. So I used to do a lot of multitasking. So many projects, and even sometimes I get over enthusiastic, and sometimes I get over excited and open up so many fronts. But unfortunately, I couldn't complete many of those projects, or even left it incomplete for a long time because something else, became more interesting. But that has not helped me. So sooner I've realized that yes, whatever the strategies what I've been building, ultimately I have to walk the talk and make it visible instead of just talking. And that can be just felt by making few things completed. So mental well-being and passionately staying committed to your mission will do most of the job. Now, the second learning, which I will call it, is stick on to your core purpose. Initially, the purpose was not very clear to me, but over in last few years, I could get into that. Earlier, Deepa also said that our triple bottom line concept, which has helped us in keeping our strong foot on the people, planet, and the profit, which is conscious capitalism. So we uh, kept our strong belief into that, and we have started spending quality time to determine what is it which is matching with our purpose, our actions, our various projects, our various ventures has definitely aligned with that belief system. And I have purely understood that value creation is much more important than just the earning profit. Building a platform according to what is required to support an ever evolving business model is another one. And the last learning, which I will call it, is though we are become now an incumbent, but I still don't find ourselves as to that level. And we would like to keep ourselves as a startup, as a mindset, and always remains grounded. So that's how my story on my journey here. So I run a fintech and a clean tech businesses over and about our legacy business, which is electronic components. But in fintech, we are doing quite end-to-end journey, where from embedded hardware devices of various uh, products, which includes even the point of sale devices and the micro ATMs and the identity biometric devices. And in the clean tech business, we have now built the solar home lighting system to lighting system, and even battery management system, including which are now going to be used, or we are making it a bigger story for EV, which is electric vehicle story. And of course, one or two other ventures also, which we have started, which is focusing on the services, especially for the digital financial services. And it is focused on giving them access, and by using merchants and agents as a linchpin. And this is what my present projects, and I'm very happy. So now I'll summarize that the past and the present challenges, which are very different. So when my three-story building, the challenges were different, and building the 20-story and holding up to that, and now 100-story building, which is also quite ready, and the challenges kept on changing, and we and I especially, I kept on accepting, kept on changing myself, and kept on adapting, and that's how the new normal I would define here, that is for us. And that's not because of the just COVID, but because of this new normal has been around with us. And uh, then gathering and building resources to manage these challenges and requirements, because this is extremely important to serve your customers continuously what they want, and of course not forgetting the employees as well, who are part of your entire journey, and which has to manage, because it is going to come in with the consistent business growth. Now, putting my energy and focus on the areas which are critical, but I think no shortcuts to be applied for shortening the learning curve, and keep an eye on the long term goal than the short term wins. And from focusing on from value creation instead of just a profit as a goal, which I said, and that by let the profit come as a byproduct, and stick on to your core purpose, never compromise on your values and belief. Enjoy life, that's period. One life, right? And I found my ikigai around my purpose of tech powering the world, and that keeps me happy, and that keeps me even going continuously. Thank you. You can definitely ask, and you can of course keep in touch with me. I have a Twitter, LinkedIn, uh, any social media. My email ID is parag@evolute.in, and you're most welcome to reach out to me anytime, and I'm available. Thank you.